Going live. We are now live. The January 2nd, 2015. Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy New Year.
Everyone had great holidays?
Yeah.
Excellent. Couldn't have been better. Oh my God.
What?
Temperature is 38 degrees here in Southern California. James, how much is it where you are? You in San Diego?
Yes.
What's
40,
it there?
45?
Oh my goodness.
I think it was 60 here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. Little cold.
Yeah, a little cold for us. And of course, it's frigid for us. Everybody says, oh, we're having a deep freeze. It's 38. Oh, that's funny.
I'm re-inviting Mr. Dennis. I don't know where he's at.
I don't know.
I miss Bruce. We haven't seen Bruce in so long.
Yeah, we're.
He promised me he would be here. The last time he was on, he said, I will make sure I have time to join your hangout. Haven't seen him since.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's Dennis. There's Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
Hello.
Okay.
Did you just see that video that Eric put up with Seth and the little redhead kid?
No.
He just put it up. I guess
Okay.
it's Eric's son.
It's just
Man, I want that hair color. He's cute.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Well, are we all ready to start the new year? Are we ready to hit the ground running?
We
No.
are. We are.
Well, I've noticed the ABO group has been on fire on Facebook.
That's why I'm not ready. I was screwing around on Facebook, and I'm like, I need to make sure my checklists are in order, and I've touched base with, I always have these things. I haven't even loaded my W-2 program yet.
That's
I
what
got
I'm
such
doing.
a kick out of your answer, Sarah. Somebody asked, do you have to pay minimum wage or somebody only works?
I'm like,
And Sarah goes, and I'm thinking like, Sarah goes, that's an odd question. Why do you ask?
there's got to be a story here. I want the story. I don't want the question. I'm like,
Right,
what?
right.
Really? Wait, did you ever get a story on that? I never went back to it.
No. There's usually some
Minimum wage.
order to
is
do
minimum
something.
wage.
Or, I don't know. There's always something behind crap like that. Like somebody's told her, or I don't know if it was a guy or girl, but somebody told them, that they weren't doing something right. Or hey, I tell you what, I had a client that I loved the gal that I trained, and I loved the work, but the owner is just sometimes you just don't want to do business with people. He
Yeah.
paid well. That icky. Anyway, so I dropped him, and so I miss her. And she called Monday. She said, I was just thinking about you, and she hadn't talked to me in over a year. And so we're chatting up all about the breast cancer and stuff. And she just happened to mention, or I said, yeah, I've been going through all this stuff with this health insurance. And she says, oh, I did that too. I figured it out, and I put everybody on bonus, and I got it all off the books and everything. Because she said that her boss, that's one of the reasons I quit. He used to pay for all the benefits, and then he came in and he goes, I'm not paying for all this. Y'all go get your own insurance.
Wow.
He dropped the group plan, but there's only like 4 of them.
Okay, yeah, but that's pretty tough if you're one of the 4.
Yeah. Well, he dropped them all, and then he said, well, I'll reimburse up to, I don't know, $800 a month or $600 a month, whatever it was. This is an older crowd, so it was pricey. So he also has everybody as S Corp owners. So yeah,
What?
they all are stockholders. He's been like,
Oh. Everybody who works for him is a stockholder?
And
interesting.
all just over 2% too. So they all get screwed there. But anyway, So we're just chatting, and she was so proud of herself. I was so proud of her that she found that out, and she stopped the reimbursements, and they put it through payroll and everything. And then she said, she goes, wait a minute, we always put the health insurance on the W-2 for the more than 2% owners. And I said, well, yeah, if you have health insurance, corporate group health insurance. And she goes, I know. And so she said she called the CPA. He wouldn't get back to her. He finally gets back to her and says, well, I don't know. I have to get back to you. So then he never gets back to her. So she called her boss's personal CPA, who said, you have to put the health insurance on the W-2. And she's like, but I already put the bonuses on the W-2. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, no, you have to do this. So then she's trying to figure out how to get QuickBooks to
cooperate.
And she said, and I figured it out, too. I got it on there.
Wow.
Oh, honey, have you filed your anything yet? 941. And she says, no, it's all printed, ready to go. I said, we got to delete that crap, right? I said, the idea behind a more than 2% health insurance is you can't write it off as health insurance. So you move it from health insurance to wages. It doesn't have any tax effect whatsoever. Goes in as revenue or as income to the employee, and there's 100% deductible on their 1040. It's the stupidest cosmetic pain in the something the IRS came up with. I said, but if you don't have any health insurance on the books, there's nothing to put on your
right.
Then you have the issue about penalties for not having health insurance.
Well, you know,
that's a different story altogether.
I don't have clients anymore that have 50 and up. I have some that are close. I used to, but I just don't have any right now.
How many people do you think are going to get a good wreck this year?
Oh, it's... And then I was talking to, well, some of the people I called this morning to find out if that gal was dead. I was talking to a friend of mine. There goes my phone. You buzzing me, Gina?
No, that's Misha. She's saying, sorry, she can't make it. Had to pop into ER to get evaluated.
What?
I've been seeing her on the net. I thought we'd see her today. Apparently something happened.
She had her surgery like last week.
Right, and then I saw her back on the in the ABO group. I've seen her different places.
Yeah.
And I thought we'd see her today at the hangout, but it doesn't look like we will.
Aw, hope she
So I'm
feels
just
better.
saying, hope all goes well, and sending prayers.
Yeah. Oh.
So what about your that woman bookkeeper?
Oh, bookkeeper, the guy I was talking to. Boy, everything's beeping around here now. Well, first of all, the bookkeeper I was worried about, it was a neighbor that was killed, not her, so sorry for the alarm.
It's terrible that someone was killed, Sarah.
Oh, I know, but and this island's so small, chances are you know them anyway. But I
Right.
No, that's a shame. That's a real shame. But in trying to find out who it was, I was talking to a tax accountant friend of mine, and he took all these classes on the health insurance and the ACA, and he said that if you don't file a tax return, that you have to pay back all the subsidy. So all these people who are at a level where they usually don't file a tax return, or they don't think they have to file a tax return,
Now have to because
now
they're
have to,
getting.
and they don't know it. So this is just so screwed up.
Well, yeah, I keep seeing, more and more complications, and to be honest with you, I'm hearing a lot of people that are like about my age that just do not fit into any system.
That's what happened to some good friends of mine. They make like $500 over the poverty level because they retired early and they're just living on their sailboat and stuff, and they have lots of money. Okay, so they're living not well. Their investments aren't crap anymore, but that was the idea. But they're very frugal, and they've always paid for all their medical bills themselves. They can afford it, and then they had the catastrophe plan. One of them gets, if they get really hurt or cancer or something like that. Well, Obama comes in and goes, sorry, that policy's not good enough for you. Then they don't look at their assets, they look at their income and their taxable income, which is, and so she goes, guess what? We're on Medicaid. And then Georgia didn't extend Medicaid or didn't sign up for the, I don't know. And so they can't get Medicaid. So they try to get the insurance online. They say, sorry, you have to go on Medicaid. You go to Georgia, you make too much money for Medicaid.
Right.
You know what they did?
A lot. So
You know
what
they
she needs is to send an application into Medicaid and have them send her a denial letter. She needs a letter of denial.
You know what they did? They got in the car and drove to New Mexico.
Okay.
New Mexico took the money, has extended Medicaid, and they got a new P.O. box, started having all their mail going there. So by the time they get back from the sailing trip that they're on, they'll have enough mail to go in and get a driver's license, and there's just switching residency.
So they're allowed to do that with a P.O. box?
Yeah, they've got all kinds of services now. But see, they don't have a home. Their home is their RV or their... So they'll get the RV and everything tagged and licensed and everything in New Mexico, and then they can get on the health insurance. It's the stupidest thing I've heard of my life.
That is crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. They worked on this for 3 days. These are highly intelligent, educated people sitting yelling at a computer going, are you crazy? How could anybody figure this stuff out?
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you a little personal story. My son just had a baby, and of course, what's the first thing you want to do? Put the baby on the policy.
Right.
Could not do that. Had to go to the welfare office in the state that he was in and get a letter of denial. And they told him, he actually went to the office because he couldn't even get through on the phone.
Wow.
Continued to get, voicemail. We'll get back to you in 2 to 3 days. We promise, and that just doesn't happen. So he went to the office, sat in the office with the lady until she said, okay, well, I'll take all your information down and you'll get your letter in 45 days. He said, no, I don't think so. I need this now. My baby needs to go to the doctors. He's brand new, less than a month old. So he was able to get the agent at that office to give him a copy of the letter then. But imagine all the other people that go in and say, okay.
Okay, yeah, you have to be aggressive with it. Yeah.
So what do you do then at the end of the year when you said, okay, and now you're not insured for those 45 days? Mm-hmm. And it's not your fault. You're doing what you were told to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same thing with this. As companies bring their books in to have their corporate returns done, and the accountants find all this reimbursed health care and says, sorry, these are now all loans to your employees, and somehow they need to come up with tax money and put it on payroll. This country's going to go berserk.
Gonna go. I think it's already.
No, I think there's a bunch of ticked off business owners, but not as bad as this going to be in the next 30, 60 days.
Right about the middle of March, people start getting
March.
When it really starts hitting people, I said.
When people start waking up, right?
This guy this week was so angry, and when he found out he was on vacation.
He ruined his vacation.
Oh yeah. I mean,
out of his vacation, 3 days he will never get back in his life.
He read that email as he stepped off the plane, and unreal. But you know what? Who he was angry at? He's a CFO, okay? his controller. Now this isn't somebody was just a little bookkeeper or the owner's doing the books. This is a good sized company. You have a CFO, got a controller. The controller comes to me for QuickBooks help, and I do the W-2s, and I'm sort of his
Right-hand man.
yeah, he bounces things off me.
Unofficial controller.
That's right. Yeah. So we're a good team, and then the next level is the auditor. They don't do tax, and then the tax department gets in on it. So the last thing this man said is, "How did this happen? How did we not know this?" And whose responsibility was it to inform them of this on something that has been legal since 1961?
Yes.
Huh?
The government does not have ownership in that because it's your responsibility to know the information. Whether
Right.
they give it to you or not is irrelevant. It's your responsibility to know it.
Here's a practice that's been in place since 1961, and unless like I had typed on ABBO, what made me even put it on my radar is because I couldn't figure out how you could reimburse somebody who was on an exchange, and what if they didn't get their subsidy? They were going to wait to the end of the year, and if their employers also reimbursing them, they're double dipping. And I'm like, that's my tax money. It was one of those where I'm like, it's not computing, which made me dig. But I had to dig. I had to really dig to find out how this works. And I get newsletters and see that's what really burns me is a lot of the accountants that I talked to last June, they did nothing. They
did nothing because the information coming out kept changing. They were waiting for it to all settle down and figure out what's the real information.
Maybe. I know a lot of some of the people I talked to this morning were saying it was like I said, it kept changing everything. I'm just going to wait till the end of the year, take my CPE, figure it out for the 2015 tax season.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this happened January 1.
Right.
So that whole $100 penalty and all that stuff, there's no way.
It's not a $100 penalty. It's
it's $100 a day a person, or
it's 1% of your.
Hey.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Look who's there! It's Sean.
Look,
Oh.
I made it.
What's up?
Welcome.
Happy New
Been
Year.
here for a while.
well, shoot! Now I wish I had finished my Smartsheet thing.
Well,
I actually had an interesting problem this week. I had an IT professional call me because he could not get QuickBooks to work. QuickBooks Pro 2013, he had replaced their server with a new computer, and he could not get the workstations to connect with the server.
And you had hosting set up wrong?
Well, it was really weird. He actually had things set up right, but they changed. We worked with him we worked for an hour and a half on Tuesday, and then we worked another 2 hours on Wednesday morning. And it turns out the way they solved it was he was putting exceptions to the Windows firewall for all the little mini QuickBooks programs that had to go back and forth through it.
Oh.
The way they solved it was they said for any user on this network and for any file, these ports are open.
Modify rights too.
Yeah, Bruce just had that same problem.
Or they have to be administrator rights. Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't even mention that, but we finally got it to work. And I only charged him for an hour, even though because he used me, and we did a conference call with the QuickBooks Intuit support, and I said he was out in the field for me, and he's a totally separate guy. But he paid me to get the use of my
ProAdvisor phone number.
yeah. And I was there. So
That was pretty smart.
it was pretty frustrating.
Well, I was trying to think. The other thing I had to deal with this morning, if you do any clients with point of sale is perpetual. So once you open up that shop on the 2nd, your inventory numbers are gone if you need to document what your year-end figures were. So it was so nice to finally have some competent employees at some of my clients, because there have been many New Year's Eves where I've dialed into clients just to get their inventory list. That's your last chance to get it.
Same for inventory. I want inventory numbers 12/31/14/2.
Yep, this was 9:30 a.m. this morning. She said the shop opens at 10. So I'm like, safe.
Can you guys hear me?
Mark it off my smart sheet.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Seth.
Okay, for some reason it didn't seem like it was registering my sound.
You got a big enough mic. It should.
I know.
We have all 3 big mic people here in the office now.
Who's the other big mic person?
You're a big mic person, Seth is a big mic person, and Joanne is a big mic person.
Oh.
You have this special club now.
Big Mike Club.
Joanne's on her phone. Joanne's on her phone right now. So.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I mean I'm talking to you guys on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's why we're seeing your picture. So no big mic for Joanne today.
No, I'm laying down watching. I'm watching The Worst Best Cooks or something like that on the Food Network.
okay.
So I'm multitasking.
Who's more interesting, us or them?
Right now, you guys are.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, we don't have calories.
I think Seth topped it when he said, "Can if we can hear him or not?" That just topped it.
Okay.
Well, we don't hear you, Seth, when you don't talk.
I know, I'm just listening now. I do all the talking in the morning.
I know. You did lots of good. Oh, look. Hi, Christina.
I know, she snuck in over there on the left.
All right.
I had to beg Gina, let me in.
Oh,
I invited you, girlfriend. I did, twice as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it was going to my phone.
Oh, got it.
Oh, darn it. Now my door isn't. Let's see, I want to knock on the door. Oh, give me a minute.
Working over here.
I wonder
Multitasking.
if we could get Sarah to tell us again about if an employer says they're going to reimburse, you take out your health insurance and you pay for it, but the employer said that they're going to reimburse you or reimburse you up to a certain amount. What's the story there?
If there's an individual policy involved at all, the company can only pay for a group company policy. If
the company doesn't have a policy. They say get
right,
your
if
own.
the company doesn't have a policy,
Go through an exchange, get your own.
right.
But we're going to reimburse you up
Right.
to X
It's
amount.
no different than a bonus.
Okay.
In the old days, you could bring your receipt for your health insurance, and they could reimburse you tax-free. Those days are gone.
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
So it's bonus pay. So that means there's Social Security, Medicare.
Right, and at this late date, if it hasn't been done all year, it's like another fringe benefit, like club dues or personal use of auto.
Right.
We've got to stop that before, like personal use of auto we'll do through October. We've got a couple months to, divide it so that they don't have such a hit or whatever. But you have to get those taxes, But if somebody's already gotten all the net, they don't have any tax money.
Right.
So then what do you do? So then you have really PO'd employees who said, you promised to pay my health insurance.
Right.
If they
No.
went and got it through an exchange,
Well,
then they'd
there's
be
a simple trick to that one, which is you don't promise anything to your employees until you know you've got it all tied out legally and accounting-wise and otherwise.
Right, and that's what I mean. People who are doing what they've always done,
Oh, yeah.
and then they get to the end of the year and they walk into their tax accountant and they go, "What do you mean I can't do this anymore?" You know. So
That's
you
true.
know, in the
but,
old
you know,
days, we used to get that circular,
Circular E?
yeah, or C, or what was that thing? 13? No.
Yeah.
Circular 230 which governs the practice for the IRS.
She's talking about the pub.
I'm a pack rat. I know I still have one.
15, the employee, the IRS employee handbook.
Circular E.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last one I got was 2008. Why do I have this in here?
They send that electronically now?
No, they don't.
Well, you can go get it if you know about it.
Yeah.
So if you own your own business, you have to proactively go get the stuff and stay up on the stuff, which businesses don't. Now, if they mail you something, you know, in the old days, they mail you the Circular E, and if there was anything new and important, it was like new on the first page. And,
Right,
you know,
absolutely. And I'm sure every business owner has nothing better to do but go figure out if they can get the Circular E online. They all want to go to the IRS.gov.
but there is no, you know, there isn't any. We used to get the 941 form, so you'd have the junk mail that came with it that sort of kept you up on this stuff. So, but I'm talking about accountants and bookkeepers who, you know, I spend a lot of money on newsletters and things, and I've seen some chatter about it, but nothing, you know, nothing that's screaming.
the problem is it's been changing every other month. You hear something different, you know?
Yeah. Well, this came out in November of 2013.
Right.
But it was like, I mean, if you read it, you go,
Yeah.
it's Greek. It's like if you're not an attorney,
You don't understand what
you
it's
don't
saying.
understand it. So you need you know, organizations or you know, to have art or blog, people who blog to just lay it out simple.
So what happens if you get reimbursed for insurance, but at the same time you've gone through the exchange, you've gotten a premium tax credit?
Oh, you're gonna.
The money that you received from your employer can't be deducted by the employer. They're going to reclass it to AR employee.
So it's going to be income which could impact your having to give back on the premium tax credit because you got more money you thought you were going to get.
Right. How do you calculate that? Right. Exactly, because you're giving them wrong information.
Yeah, you didn't know at the beginning of the year you'd be reimbursed, and so you calculated your
Right.
premium tax credit based on a certain estimated income, and so you could potentially owe, you know, on top
Throw
of
you in another bracket or whatever. Yeah.
on top of being getting more income you expected, also having to give back part of the premium tax credit.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I think some of the calculations are based on, what, 2012?
Oh, yeah. there's that.
People don't realize that if they're having a good year, you know, or have gotten a raise or whatever, that this is going to sneak
Or
up
it
and
works the other way around.
bite
You
'em.
could have a lot worse year, and that'll change you. You would get more of a credit.
Yeah, a refund, you know.
I don't know. It's,
It's going to be a dumpster fire is the way I look at it, so I don't.
yeah. So I know that at this late date, you know, if they file an accrual tax return, we can accrue bonuses and then put it on the 2015. You're going to see a lot of that. Bonuses running through 2015, but you know, technically the Labor Department can come in and say, "Oh, they received that cash."
Constructive receipt.
Yeah. So.
So it looks like Rhonda's on an island. She must be on vacation somewhere.
What?
Well, she sent out emails this morning.
Is she in Hawaii?
Yeah,
She's saying, Rhonda, which island are you on? And Rhonda's saying,
OAHU.
is that Hawaii?
Oahu.
Oahu it is an island.
Oahu?
It's
Honolulu.
the main island.
I have a question for you, for Celia. Are any of you that use QBox, have any clients that are on a Mac that use QBox?
You can't.
I don't think it works
Yeah,
with
Unless
the
it's
Mac.
parallel.
I have a Mac, and I'm using it, but I just spent about 45 minutes on the phone with the client. He has QBox. I mean, I want to set up a QBox. He has a Mac, but they're saying that he has to isolate.
Yeah, he has to have the Microsoft
Parallel?
operating system.
Right, he does. But the thing is that they told him that his Outlook might not be able to work.
Oh.
And it's just been, I don't know what to do, but I got to call him back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Get
I
Chris.
don't know. I have a client whose Mac is too old.
Wow.
They couldn't do it.
Now, this Mac's not old. His is probably, a couple of
I don't know anything about Macs.
Well, keep in mind that running on Parallels is the same thing as running it on a PC. You're just
Right.
dividing up your Mac between running Mac's operating system and a PC. So if he's running Outlook on the Mac side, then it's going to have no way to access QBox on the Parallels or PC side. He would have to run Outlook for PC in the Parallels side in order for all that to work and come together.
That sounds right.
It's the Outlook on the PC side, though. That's why I was surprised. And I have Mac, and I use QBox, and I've never had that issue before.
Interesting.
So, okay.
And Rhonda has joined us from Hawaii.
No, you know what? I'm not I just got back.
Oh.
I've been there since Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, welcome back to sunny, cold Southern.
That was my problem, is I came back to freezing cold. It's been 80 all week, and I was like, why did I bother coming back?
Yep, you should have stayed there.
I couldn't afford it anymore. I was broke.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh my gosh, trying to eat 3 meals a day out is just, I literally went broke.
Yeah.
Well, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy yourself?
We had a great time. It was my 2 kids, my husband and my mother-in-law. And
Nice.
I swam with dolphins.
Awesome.
We did a luau. We hiked 2 different mountains. So we had a really good time.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Now back to work.
Sadly but true. I really feel like next week when I go in is the first week of January, because Friday, how many people actually did work today?
A little bit.
I did.
You did. Well, you work no matter what.
Yeah, I started training my new people today.
Oh, good.
Now I got to do work.
I'm still on island time, so.
Yeah. I'm still doing my checklist.
You must be hungry for lunch.
Oh yeah, I've already trying to adjust that because I'm so sick of eating. I think I've eaten everything possible. Oh my gosh. So, but.
Did you have the pig that was buried in the ground?
We did. We went to the luau, so we did that. And oh my gosh, we did so much stuff. It was crazy what we got done. But Pearl Harbor and everything, just
nice.
Just nonstop. My kids went swimming. My older son did swimming lessons. Who also got his license today. Scary.
Wow. Congratulations.
It's a busy January already.
Got it.
And only the second day into January.
Exactly. Yeah. My kids don't go back for another week. So,
oh, okay, for school.
So, yeah. One's going to work and get him out of my hair.
Nice.
So I can start.
He's got his driver's license, I'm hoping.
Yeah. He works for his dad, and then he also works as a gondola, like a rowing person, on a boat where you can take a little cruise.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
You could go to Venice and get a job.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
Larry, I love your comment. You tried to collect money today, and it's very nasty business. The dragons.
Oh, I'll be doing that. I'm doing that next. I could have put some money in that bank account.
Things. I actually had somebody that I worked for back in 2003, that went bankrupt, and I didn't get paid because they went bankrupt. And they were at a Christmas party I went to. They figured out who I was, you know, and they said, "Oh, you work for me, right?" You know, and I said, "Yeah, I think so," you know, and I was very cool and respectful, and I didn't say anything. And then at the end, after most everybody had left the party and they were left, they said, "Well, did I pay you everything?" And I said, I think so, but I think there's a chance you ended up owing me about $500. So she wanted me to send it to her, but I haven't. I think she owes me $490. But I told her at the time, I said, you know, at the time I was upset for a while, but I've worked it all out and I've forgiven you. But I'll send it to you in case you want to bring it, if you want to change your mind. I don't know how much money she has now or not, but somebody stole all of her business stuff from her.
Oh, that's a shame.
What am I missing?
Can you imagine that? Having a worker, she was out of the state. She comes back. She had a computer training institute. She trained people on computers for all kinds of things, and one of them was QuickBooks, and I worked with the QuickBooks. And they'd stolen all her computers, her conference table and chairs, everything.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. That's a shame. That is crazy. I've actually had people come back to me like 3 years later and say, "Oh, you know, I think I owed you some money. Is your address still the same, et cetera, et cetera?"
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Well, after 3 years, they probably got tired of fighting their conscience.
Well, no, in this particular instance, I think like you, they got put out of business unexpectedly for things that came up. So actually what I told her was, you know what, I wrote this off a long time ago.
Yeah.
Consider it a contribution to you starting up again.
Right.
You know, and it is what it is. I tried to invoice.
I mean,
that's why I keep my invoices very small to people.
Yeah, me too.
If they're going to, you know, I very rarely invoice somebody for $1,000.
Right.
You know, if it's going to be that much, I will invoice them on a more frequent, like it could be every week. Sometimes it could be even every day, just to keep the amount down.
Right. Yeah, I start off with every appointment. At the end of every appointment, you pay me. And if they don't pay me, I don't ever go back. So that keeps it pretty low. But people who have proved to be pretty good, and I work for them more, like she was paying twice a month kind of thing. So what happened is when I gave her the bill, she paid me, but her check back. That's the only reason. Wow. And with it being as crazy as it was then, I don't think she realized that the check she'd paid me with had bounced. So
Right.
So that was funny.
Well, you can look like a stellar person just saying, you know what?
I sure can.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, I set up my first QBO.
Congratulations.
It's all screwed up. It's all screwed up. I have two company accounts for me, and then I set up the client, and I had already figured out that Essentials wasn't going to work. I don't know why I clicked on Essentials, but I did. So I click on Essentials, and I pay for it, and I'm like, where the hell's the class codes? Oh, and I was like, now I got to get, okay. So now, hello, I need to upgrade. Don't you think they want more money? There is no way to upgrade when you have put somebody on a wholesale plan. So it's at night, you know, it's not when I can call. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, and I was on vacation. I was at home where it's quiet. And so I said, no, I need to learn this now, or I'm not, you know, W-2s are going to hit, and I'm just not going to have time. So I changed its name to Delete Me, and I started all over again. So now I have two, and then I have two of me. So, because what it did was I had my own account, so I go into QBA, and I just follow the little instructions, and then it set up this account that says Parent. I'm like, who's the parent? And the client is underneath this parent. And I'm like, well, I'm the parent. So I got the nicest lady with the QB, and she goes, I know. She goes, I know.
So you actually
said,
got
well,
on
let's
support,
just.
and how long did it take you to get on support?
It wasn't that bad. I think I was on hold for a while, but they changed their music. It was actually pretty catchy. So I'm keeping busy. Yeah, I don't remember how long it was. It was probably a good 20 minutes. But anyway, so she was delightful. And so I said, well, I apparently clicked on something a year ago and signed up and then couldn't figure it out and just backed out. Well, I had an account. So that's the one that's linked to my Pro Advisor. Knows I'm a Pro Advisor. The one that I did the other day, I guess I started all over, and I'm a parent, but my client is underneath the parent.
So did you use two different email addresses?
Nope. No. Same
Wow.
emails. That's
I'm
how screwed up
surprised.
this is. So she said, well, let's just nuke the one that doesn't have a client on it, and we'll keep the second one. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing on the second one says I'm a Pro Advisor. I said, so she goes, so she escalated it to engineering to see if they can merge the two.
Right.
Nuke the other, duplicate client. And I'm
Because you can't do anything with that after a certain amount of days. It used to be 30 days. I think they extended it. If you don't add your company.
I said, just fix it. But then I'm so okay. So at least I've got QBO up and running.
Mm-hmm.
I was really psyched that my reoccurring entries came in, or memorized transactions came in, because I'm a heavy user of memorized transactions.
I'm very surprised.
And but that list doesn't sort by date. Like I would sort the memorized transactions by the due date, and I could see what I had left to do. You can't sort; it's alphabetical. And I'm like, oh, well, that's helpful. And then I love the bank feeds once I got the hang of it. I like that. But this whole alpha idea that everything's alphabetized and my financials are all screwed up. I mean, anyway, so I don't want to get on a down on QBO. I mean, it's going to work, and it's solving the problem with this client because he always calls. He'll call the bank to see how much money he has. Then he calls us to see how much money he really has. And
he can see all of that information in QuickBooks.
Yeah, and one of the things that I do with the automatic entries is he has, I know when the electric bill is going to come in. I know when the gas bill is going to come in. So I have automatic entries that are like $200, $300 even, all the way up into the future, so I can keep track of how much cash I need to keep in his account, and
right.
I can move it over from money market. And so I need to have that future idea in there. See, what's cool with the bank feed is the bank feed will come in and tell me what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could still do the estimate idea, and then
Smart Sheets.
Yeah, but okay, so if I put it in estimate, and then the feed comes in with the real amount, I guess somehow I haven't gotten the flow of how I would edit, see what the right amount is, edit it, and then match it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that you can do something called estimate. I know you can enter a bill.
I'm just doing checks.
Right.
I have memorized checks that go in automatically.
You would have to do it separately. Larry's leaving us. Bye. Rhonda's already gone.
So, I don't know. I think I need to talk to more people who use it all the time and go, what about all these tricks?
I use it all the time.
Huh?
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I was half tuned out while you were talking because I've been working on something, but did I hear you ask about doing estimates? You can definitely do estimates.
No. I'm talking about reoccurring bills. Like, I know when the MasterCard is going to draft. I know when we've got all the we've got him so automated that all this stuff's being paid automatically.
So you've got him paid.
I post it early
Got it. So he knows it's going to be gone.
Yeah, because he'll call the bank and say, why do I have $10,000 in my checking account? I don't want that high balance. And I'm going, look, dude, 3 days you got your MasterCard, you know?
But yeah, when you go to create a bill at the bottom in QBO, there's an option that says make recurring.
But the problem is,
right now I have reoccurring checks. I don't need accounts payable, so.
Right. And it's not going to match when the bank feeds come in because it'll be a different amount.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, that would be the case anyway. I mean, if you're going to put an estimated amount of a transaction, obviously you have to go back and update it with the right amount when you know.
Yeah. So I could probably still do the same idea. You just have to see what the real amount is, flip over, edit the check, and then match it.
Yeah. In fact, what you could do is create a class called estimated transactions. Let them post in there at first, so you can go through transactions based on that class, and then go update the ones that need to be with the right amount once you know what they are, and then unclass them.
Yeah, that'd be a quick way. Well, you know what the other thing that was weird with them is I only classify a couple things, and everything that has no class code is personal, because these are actually his personal books. And so because I have classes turned on, everything has an error. You missed the class code. I know. In desktop, there's a question where you can say warn me or don't warn me.
Right.
That I noticed. But the headers of the register are scrolling up into oblivion. That was odd.
Yeah, that's just something you're going to have to get used to.
Yeah. And then on your financial statements, if you've got a 2-page balance sheet, it doesn't say balance sheet and the date and all that on the second page. There's no way to fix that.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, you're right, unless you take the header out completely and put pre-printed paper in your printer.
Well, I mean, what happens if I have all these memorized reports, unless you have just read page 1, you can get lost over what you're looking at. I don't know. I'm sure that they're, all these kinds of things are coming, but anyway, for this client, it's going to be great because I'm going to get him. I invited him, and now I don't have to print all these reports and this general ledger. Why do I have this much money in this category? I'm going to just teach him to
right.
Go in and look himself, and he's becoming more and more computer savvy. So I think in the long run, this was a good move. I just have to. It's so clunky for me because I'm so used to the other program.
The desktop, right.
Yeah. So, but some things just struck me really weird, like
and you get used to those little tricks and things in the desktop that you're not going to have.
No, can you do? You know what? I forgot to look. The other thing I do when I'm reviewing is I'll hit a transaction, Control H for history, and if I have a deeper question, I'll go Control Y and see who posted it and when. I can't do any of those?
I don't think so.
Any of those tricks?
There might be something for history. I don't know what it is though.
Or what it's linked to? Can you see what something's linked to and hop back and forth?
No.
What kind of history? Oh, you mean like a transaction history, like payments on a bill?
Yeah.
Right. I use different tabs. If I'm in Chrome, I'll just create a duplicate tab and do the research on separate from the report that I'm looking at.
Oh, I have to figure out how to do that. I'll have to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a game changer for me. Was the different tabs or making
because your windows aren't open anymore. You can't flip and flop.
Right. So you use a different tab the way you used your windows before.
I was thinking about Seth's still the most awesome video I think he's ever done, where you just took a brand new file and you had a transaction window open and the balance sheet open and the P&L open, and as you did transactions, it was showing you the impact.
Yep.
Right.
I do that in a lot of videos actually.
Fantastic. So you can't do anything like that
You can, because you can run the balance sheet report in QBO, keep it in its own tab,
Yeah.
and then once you posted the transaction, go to that tab. You'll just have to hit refresh on your browser to refresh that page, and then it'll render whatever you just did.
Wow.
Or maybe if you have dual monitors or something, you might be able to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have multi-tabs, that's all you have to do.
Mhm.
You know, is run the. I do that a lot. I'll have a tab with the balance sheet, a tab with the P&L,
Yeah.
a tab with the statement of cash flows, and then I'll have another tab open, which is my working tab, what I'm working on,
Mhm.
and then I'll just kind of jump
Bye,
over.
Yvette.
And, like I said, you just refresh the page. Bye, Yvette.
Everybody's leaving us. I hope she figured out her Q box thing. It doesn't sound too good though.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Well, wait a minute. If you're in QBox, why do you? Oh, because.
Oh, watch this. Let me show you something, Sarah. I think you're gonna like this. I'm gonna share my screen really quick.
Good.
So
Let me
I've got the public sample QBO file.
Uh huh.
So here's a bill. I just went into one of their sample bills.
Okay.
Go way to the bottom here, and if I choose more,
Yeah.
there's audit history.
Ah.
So I'm not sure if that'll give you the related transactions, like the transaction history.
It
does on
should.
desktop.
I would think it is that one that's already posted. Audit history. Let me see. That is the history of this transaction. That is just the
You could
bill.
link right to this transaction from here. So here's a hyperlink where you can
Yeah.
copy that, and let's test my theory out. I think let's just take this tab to the home screen for a minute,
Yeah.
and in a brand new tab, I'm going to paste that in. Let's see if it gets me right to that transaction.
Is that how you do new tabs?
Well, I'm in Chrome, so yeah, you just click the little tab there to open up a new one.
Yeah.
Or you can just click the same tab you're on and say duplicate.
Oh, it'll duplicate. Okay, yeah.
So that does work. Notice that link took me right to this transactions audit history. The other way is if you click on your company menu,
Mm-hmm.
then there is, maybe it's just the accountant's version, there was an option in the accountant's, if you're in the QBOA,
Yeah.
to open up a new tab. I guess it's not here when you're not in as an accountant, and I'm not right now. Well, that's dumb. If you're in the QBOA, the accountant's portal for QBO, then there's an option here in the company menu to open up another tab.
Got it.
Because they've realized that obviously people are doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's a way you can link somebody right to the transaction. Obviously they've got to be logged in, but you can certainly do that.
So are you on the new green dashboard, the new one?
Well, I'm just in the sample company file, which you can get to. It's qbo.intuit.com/redir as in redirect /test drive.
Uh-huh.
So that's where you can go and play, you know, with the sample
Well, when
data.
I
that
logged
they
in, it said try the new QBOA, and then I went there, and then I set up my client, and that's how I ended up with 2 accounts. I don't think you were supposed to try it and really
No,
try it.
that should just trip you over to the new interface. It shouldn't have you creating any new accounts.
Right.
Well, it set up a company called Parent.
That's weird.
And underneath Parent was my client, and I'm like, but I can see me, and she said you're in twice. I don't know. I said just fix it. Just fix it. So I'm glad I got my feet wet, and the app, the iPad app is really slick.
Yeah, it is.
I really like that because I can periodically, because this one guy is just one of those really time-consuming type clients. I can just poke on that, get that American Express and all that coming down every day, and that'll all get faster. And then whenever he logs in, he can see what the I say he has and what the bank says he has, and if he wants to know why, he can click on it. So I think it's going to stop the phone calls and the stopping by and the.
Awesome. He might just like talking to you. You don't know.
Well, you know what? That is with a lot of these, yeah.
All right, so now I'm going into my own. I have like my own sample company, which is through my QBOA portal.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Video File School of Bookkeeping.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then see over here under,
New window.
accountant, it has new window.
New window.
Got it.
There she blows.
There she blows. So I'm getting the hang of it. I'm yelling a little bit.
Of course, you know what I like to do, especially since I have this dummy file.
Why are you echoing all of a sudden?
Because you should.
I don't know.
Well, Dennis is doing a little green thing. Did you change something, Dennis?
What?
You didn't change anything?
I don't know what that is. I see it.
So let's try something. Let's create a bill. We'll record 2 payments on it, 2 partial payments, and see if we can get the history, or how. So we'll do a bill for Agent X.
I love that. Agent X.
I always try to be creative when I come up with my names on my samples.
That's from T-sheets. Don't they give,
all of them, Marvel, Marvel.
Yeah.
If you notice, Stacy Cadell, how do you say her last name? Cadell? She, Kildall. She has references to Lord of the Rings.
I saw that.
Usually for my customer, it's always Right Incorporated.
Ah.
All right, so let's enter a $500 bill.
No.
We'll save and close. Transaction is missing a class field. So what?
Yeah, that's what I get all day long. I'm just going to have to make a class code for them.
Yeah, just unclassified.
No, I'm saying to stop the message. I'm going to
Or
make
create a class called I don't care.
Yeah, like, stop, leave me alone.
All right, so we're going to make a partial payment. Amount to pay is going to be $200. Okay, we'll pay bills. And then let's return to pay bills, and we'll do another partial payment. The amount to pay will be $250. Pay bills. So then let's go to the bills. Here's a bill payment list. That's neat.
That's neat.
Go over here. Go back to. This is the payment.
Okay, that's
so
the check.
let's go more. Let's go to audit history. Let's try it. So
it's a
bill payment check number.
Oh, okay. So you get a little hot link to the bill. Okay.
Yeah. That takes me to the bill. Now, if I go from here to audit history, let's see if it shows me all the payments.
No, because that bill said $200. Go back. Why did it say $200?
That was one of the payments.
Oh, it says so. This is to the bill payment. This is not the bill because it's original amount $500, open balance $250, payment is $200. So this is not the bill.
No, that's the check. Okay,
So
so
go from more to here, or
Yeah,
you have to hit the link up there on the outstanding transactions. To
Where?
see to the bill.
yeah, where? There's a
Outstanding
link.
Transactions. The word bill is in blue.
Word bill is in.
Oh, here. Yeah, here's you can go back to the original bill.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the original bill for $500. If I go to audit history, let's see if it gives me all the payments.
It should, because that's the bill.
Yeah.
It's thinking about it.
It's thinking about it. It's like, oh my God, we've got more than one payment. What do I do?
Does anybody do that?
Wonder if they try these things before.
I
they
miss
put
the
them.
little, you know, the little sand thing.
Just the fact that you have to wait that long drives me crazy.
Well, it shouldn't always be that way. It could be my internet connection, the fact that I'm using a ton of bandwidth between the Hangout and this.
Yeah.
So let's try it again. Here it is. So I refreshed in it. History of this transaction. So.
An edit, added. Where are the
Right, let's go-
checks?
So you should be able to expand it, huh?
Let's go back to the bill and then we'll do it again. So here's the bill, more audit history. It takes me here. Now here it says show all.
So that's all.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all of them.
Yeah,
It
so
looks
here
like
it
an
is.
audit trail report,
When I
not.
click show all, it shows me everything. So here's the bill. Here's the
That
payments.
works. At least you can do it.
Yeah, you know, my philosophy with this stuff is that, and generally speaking, it usually can be applied as if there's a will, there's a way. It's just a matter of figuring out how.
Absolutely.
But there's no way to there's no way on a report to have the Word balance sheet go to the second page. Well,
That I don't know.
somebody on ABBO or LinkedIn or somebody said that it's a big complaint, but not enough for them to
Well, hey,
look at it.
we're
So
on a
go
hangout now. Let's
complain.
tell everybody. Complain.
Go back, Seth. Go complain.
But wait, how is it you get onto a second page? The balance sheet's going to show up all on one page.
Not my balance sheet. Okay, do a
A
P&L.
lot of nonprofits, and they have a lot of assets and liabilities in that.
So you're saying at a certain point it cuts off and you have to go to a page 2 on the balance sheet?
Yeah, all the time. Sometimes I can barely get the assets on the first page.
There you go.
Got it.
Do a
Has a lot to
P&L.
do with all the grants and that, doesn't it? Don't
Well,
allow-
no, there's just a lot of prepaid accounts, a lot of everything that they can throw at you. You've got unearned revenue and
Well, hey, look who just mentioned me on Twitter.
woo! Happy
So we can
birthday!
We can go talk to them.
Woohoo!
There you go.
Called Q
Wow.
QB helper or something. What is it? Was helping me, and I'm like, well, that was nice because I asked how to do the name on the second page, but with Twitter they can only type so much of the answer and then tweet and then some more of the answer.
Yeah, but you want to know what the workaround to that is, and what they should do is you can post a fully detailed answer on Tumblr and then tweet that. And Tumblr will it'll truncate it and then give a link to see the whole thing.
Nice.
How about a chart of account? Just do something that's long. How about can you do a chart of account list or something?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Reports.
think of something that's long.
Probably under business overview.
Yeah, those are reports.
They group those reports are so.
They'll rearrange them at some point. How about accountants reports?
Huh?
Go to the chart of accounts and then hit the button on the right. It'll say report.
Oh,
Here's a
okay.
count list. So yeah, this is a sample file. I don't have a lot in here. That's the problem.
Oh, that's your own. Yeah.
Right.
But if there was a way to control something like that, it would be here in the
I know, it's
customize
not there.
area.
It should be automatic. I mean, I don't know why you would not want it.
Yeah, I agree. So of course the solution is dump it into Excel and just do it in Excel.
I don't know. All right. Well, I'm glad I did it, and I hope they get my accounts all set up straight before they hit my credit card.
Good luck. We are about out of time. Actually, we're on a little bit of overtime right now. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been joining our Hangouts. The new year, just looking back at what we've done, I think our Hangouts have been great. I appreciate everybody and all of their efforts. Did we lose Seth?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
I think you
okay,
just
your
lost my
screen's
video.
black. Okay.
It's turned black, that's all. I mean the screen.
So our two admins now for our group are Linda and Yvette. They are going to be the admins for the small business accounting advisors and the community. And if anything happens and I'm not available to do our hangout, they will take over for me.
That's a great idea.
So
she's got a grandson.
I'm sorry, Linda. Repeat that.
Now.
You can use the bathroom now.
A grandbaby.
Yes, 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 absolutely. We're also going to do something about trying to pass clients back and forth. If I have a client that I feel someone else in the group is a better fit, I will be advising that person. And what I'm going to do is set up a Google Drive, the way Seth has his ABO and contact information.
Sure.
I'll set up an Excel sheet, put it on Google Drive, and share it so we all have each other's contact information. I'd also like for everyone that participates in the Hangout to go to my community and post a post about you, what type of clients you're looking for, that kind of thing, and put it in Get to Know Us, the subcategory Get to Know Us, and that will also help other people know what kind of people you're looking for, what clients you're looking for.
Just be forewarned, you're going to have to go in there and clean it up because people have a tendency to mess it up. I have to go in there. What I do on mine is I set the notifications in Google Sheets to let me know anytime somebody's made an edit, and with a link to click on, so you can go and double check the edits and make sure they didn't mess it all up.
Okay, thanks. Notify.
Well, I don't know about your group, but I think in our group, most of the people will not mess it up.
You'd be surprised, and it's always inadvertent. It's not like they're trying to, but...
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one for our choir.
They know not what they do.
And they don't notice it afterwards. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I had in big yellow background print on mine saying, please do not put anything up here. This is for admin purposes. And people still will go in there and put their information in on that line.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you know you would never want to hire them for anything.
Right. Got it.
Detail-oriented, are you?
And by the way, go to my Facebook page. We posted a video today from School of Bookkeeping that I think you'll find is very funny. Was that you saw it, Sarah?
I want that. I want that hair.
Hair?
Adorable.
Eric,
Is that Eric's child?
Oh, with Eric's kid. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Gorgeous red hair.
Yep.
He's cute.
I think you're partial to red hair, Sarah. Could be.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Alrighty, everybody. I think we're going to end on that note. And
All right,
see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Those people who can come tomorrow to my birthday party on the Hangout.
And on West Coast, is it 2?
West
3
Coast
hours
is between 2 and 3. The invitation says East Coast between 5 and 6.
Okay. And then somebody's just going to have a hangout on somewhere?
I'm going to have it on, yeah.
Okay.
I'll start at about 5 or 2.
Oh, good. Okay.
Get somebody to sit by it, but I don't know.
All right.
I'll be on my end, not the controlling end, if anybody needs any help.
Okay.
Oh, is there a way to get you to help with it, Gina?
Well, I'll be able to do from chat, talk to people, and hopefully be able to talk them through joining.
Oh, okay.
So I will be there. I'll be in front of my computer. If anybody has any problems, just message me, and I'll help in any way I can.
Cool.
Thanks. Again, I'm not going to worry a lot about this. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, oh well. What else is new?
All right. Have a nice weekend.
All righty. Bye-bye, everyone.